Well, good evening once again. Go ahead and come on in the bear cave. It's cozy, it's soothing, it's relaxing. On a Wednesday night, I know. It's 11:27 on January 7th, 2026. Go ahead, sit down. No, really, take the coat off. You've been walking in weather that wasn't yours to make. Here's the thing people don't want to hear tonight: truth does not wait for comfort. It does not pause because a storyline feels unfinished, inconvenient, or threatening to someone's preferred mythology. Truth shows up when it shows up. That's it. No RSVP. People are upset because something old got daylight before they finished arranging the furniture around it. They're calling it too soon, messy, unnecessary, or my personal favorite. Why can't you just go away? That last one always appears when accountability knocks and nobody wants to answer the door. Here's a simple question nobody wants to answer out loud. Give me one reason someone should be exempt from accountability when real harm has already happened. Not vibes, not loyalty, not internet seniority. One actual reason. Silence usually follows. This idea that certain stories must remain buried because they disrupt a narrative is how myths survive. Myths thrive on ignorance. They need people not to answer questions. They need newcomers to never learn the origin story so the lie can age into truth. That's not protection. That's preservation of damage. Everyone has the right to tell their story, especially when someone else has tried to overwrite it, especially when false narratives were seeded, repeated, and monetized, especially when anonymity wasn't about safety but about control. People say, just move on, when they benefit from nobody looking back. And let's be clear, wanting the truth doesn't mean wanting chaos. It means refusing to accept a rewritten past as a price of peace. It means saying harm still counts, even if time passed. It means understanding that unmasking a myth is not an attack, it's a correction. So, if the question underneath all this noise is, are you afraid of the truth? The real answer is this: some people are, because truth doesn't just expose facts, it exposes roles. Who knew? who stayed silent, who helped, who profited. Now breathe. Imagine this instead. You walk in after a long day. Someone you trust takes your coat without asking questions. They don't interrogate your exhaustion. They don't rush you. They pour a glass of wine and slide it across the table like an understanding, not a challenge. You don't have to defend yourself tonight. You don't have to convince anyone who is committed to misunderstanding you. Let the wine do its job. Let the truth sit where it belongs. It doesn't need shouting. It already survived being buried. And remember this, stories don't disappear because people demand silence. They disappear when they were never true to begin with. Sip, unwind, let the road behind you stay behind you. Once upon a road. It's what it is tonight. It's what it's not on the docket. Another miss. Nothing. No show so far. Yeah. A missed deadline. That's what it is. Still anonymous? Yes. Mm-hmm. You loving the jazz? Oh, today I turned off YouTube after about, 4 or 5 o'clock. I just had to focus and get work done. Yes. And so it wasn't until much later that I learned all of this activity going on the YouTube streets. Yeah. My email, of course. I was told several things. And then I took the time to just pause and take a look. And there it is. Yeah. Wow. I mean, just like I said when I came on, everyone has a story, and it is their story to tell. And we are all at different points in life. That's a fact. Time. And if someone walks into a room and they're new, they're probably going to, depending on their background, what they've learned, they may just stand back and, grab a glass of something and observe, the room. Maybe they can learn something. And then there are those who, they want to mingle and they want to learn and they want to introduce themselves. Or they want to join in the conversation, or at least, stand close. Yeah. And then they're curious, interested. That's how life is. Yeah. Curiosity, a story. Yeah. Especially when it's being buried. Wow. Just imagine for people who say, it's so painful. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done. I can't take it. I don't want to hear that story. Well, because they were part of the story, a small part of the story. Yeah. It was a dark period. It's like history, right? Why have we learned over and over and over? People go to school, children go to school, and they progress through, levels, and then they get to high school, right? The dreaded history class. Oh, I used to think it's boring sometimes, depending on your professor, right? Or your teacher, we call them in high school, right? Professors, not until you get into college, maybe, right? But you know what? History, as you get older, it becomes much more interesting. as you've learned a few things and experienced things, you want to go back and look at history, even the ugly part of it. Yeah, the painful part of it. And some of us move through different eras, in different ways. It affects all of us, but in different ways, right? I don't know. Wow. Imagine that. All right. I see my moderators, baby Juju and Vicky Black, says that part. Fair use commentary. I don't know how long I can stay on, but I'm here. I'm here, and it is sometimes I just don't know exactly what to say in every moment. None of us do. But to think that an individual can really be this way and think that they are above the law, above a judge's order? Yes. So then, this is what we deal with, and there are others out here in our sector who are in sheer terror. And this person can sit back and just put their thumb on, what did they say? Who gonna check me, boo? Even the courts, they thumb. Patience, though. Yeah. So, I'm sure some of you, know what's going on out there. Are you just exhausted? Like some people say that. 5 years, and aren't you tired of talking about it? There must be something about it that hasn't completed. You mean the very individual who came during that period? And right now there's an order for that individual to identify their self, their legal name, and postal address, and somehow It's part of a story that's buried deep or like on the back page of the newspaper. That's how much control that this anonymous person has captured, even in this small sector. Yeah. So let me read your comments. I've said enough. Where do we begin? What say you? What do you think? And please hit the like if you care to. Fair use commentary. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. I just, yeah. Patiently awaiting all day to hear from, really. Well, I'm glad you are interested in hearing from Unwind with Teddy. And I've been late coming on. Yeah. One day will come. We'll get some news. We will. Joanne says, again, I knew that she would run from the court. Right now, it's a ghost. Right now, I don't know. But I said if Wednesday comes and nothing shows up and it was due in court on Monday, that's not in compliance. But maybe I shouldn't use that word. I'll just say, it didn't hit the mark of by the 15th last month, and it didn't hit the 5th on Monday. So we have 2 missed deadlines. The first one was stayed, right? The second and third were not stayed. No. They've come and they've passed. Annette, good evening, says, don't disturb your groove for anything, lady. Not tonight. I can't afford to not. I'm working on something very diligently, and I've got to put it together. I wonder if someone has an event coming up. How about you? You got anything going on next week? Maybe we can turn our attention to. Yeah, maybe there's something, coming up. Exciting. That will help us to pass the time while we wait. It's not me, says, these people know there is a connection between them, but they're pushing that it's all about all the T instead of DR, so that people turn their heads, cover their ears, and let them continue to get away. It's amazing. I mean, really think about that. Think about it for this sector. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That shows me, maybe not others, there is so much fear and trepidation in just speaking about it, talking about that part, talking about all about the tea instead of DR, you say. Do you think that was on purpose? Just, like everything lined up and suddenly the momentum picked up behind, you know, all about the tea again. It's because there's a lot of new people. And all one person has to do is grab the, rein and really put some effort to it and make it interesting. And there you have it. Yeah. Jennifer responds or replies, I do think they are seeing there is a connection between All About the T and DR. I don't know that they fully get it or understand it yet. Claire, maybe? Running out of tricks. Hmm. And yes, good evening. We are going to go through this, absolutely, step by step. Yes, just wait. Just wait. If I can get some things finished and get them, filed, because I'm still moving forward. Yeah. I'm not going to give up the fight. No. No. And you know what will be so, I don't even know the word for it just yet. Just imagine if I file something, and that's what we do. I'm not going to be filing anything unnecessary right now. I haven't filed for some time. But I am going to refile a motion to amend my complaint, supplement my original complaint based on, a rule, 15D. And the reason it was not granted or denied is because it needs to be filed completely, not just the supplement itself, just not the new things. I have to file a completely, total comprehensive complaint again. Yeah. It's not that I'm recreating it, but I just have to pull it, all together. And it has to be integrated with, the new parts. It can't just, appear pasted on, so I'm working on it. And it's just about done. And pulling together anything that's new exhibits. Mm-hmm. Yes. And there's some new information that I want to put before the court and to bring something to light that's happened subsequent to the original filing that occurred on the 23rd of December of 2024. Yeah. I am telling you this. If this case moves forward, it's moving forward. We're waiting on information, right? We get to that point. Mm-hmm. We get to the point where we're really getting into maybe some discovery, if we can ever get there. Mm-hmm. Dude, I think there's going to be some surprises. And that's the reason why I think, in part, this anonymity is so important. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because if there weren't anything that needed layers, then layers wouldn't be put into place, especially now after 5 years. Right? This anonymity means control, power, dominance. I can do to you anything and get away with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it means right now. That's the way I see it. Maybe something will come in tomorrow, but we know what happened. You know, it's just kind of a repeat on the 18th, remember, of December. 3 days after an emergency stay. Well, another emergency stay was just struck, right? So, I don't know. Emergency? Only the judge, the court right now is waiting patiently. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to move in my lane. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, there's some things going on. Oh, yes, there. I see all kinds of signs in front of me, and I see some in behind me. Are they still using the Cash App that allegedly doesn't belong to them? Oh, the last time I've seen their channel, the Cash App handle is there. I haven't looked at a video in, you know, but it's there, I believe. Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of time that has passed since the motion to quash the subpoena for Cash App and Google was granted. And yeah, because it was premature, it wasn't time. That was a year ago that it went out. The subpoenas. This is January. Yeah. And then you remember rounds of show cause and this and that. And then as the person watched the defendant, because she admitted it, and she was just sitting back watching. Yeah. She had her eyes on what was going on. Yeah. Waiting to see really how the judge was going to rule for the show cause. Yeah. And when she saw that, the court kept saying show cause, and finally they were going to move forward, then boom, the motion to quash, because it was going to be unsealed. Didn't know it was premature, but wow. You see, they showed up when the money and when the information on that account would have been disclosed. So that must have been the real information. But there has been time has passed, right? Do you think for one moment, I'm going to sit here, I'm not going to tell you what I think totally, but you think months and months and months have passed and maybe someone hasn't taken a look at that? I'll just call it take a look at it. I'm talking about the owners. Yeah. Things move around. Yeah. How do I know? But, there is a history, even if things are deleted and moved and changed. And, if you can ever follow that kind of footprint, you can find things out. But we're not at that point yet. Right now, yeah, this is procedural. We need that name. Mm-hmm. Are there other people involved? Well, there's a different person on the Cash App, and they say they don't have anything to do. They didn't even know about the channel. They didn't know anything about YouTube. I don't believe that for a moment at all, because the Cash App gets deposits all the time. And when you click onto your Cash App and you look at your main page, well, anyone who has access to that, they can look at your account. They can look at your balance. They can look at your checking or your savings or whatever account you have linked to it. It has those numbers in it, like the last 4 digits and some other information, your passwords, all of that. So it came out that John Doe was sharing that information with Danielle. That's facts. That's facts. That can be talked about. That's on record. So, equal footing in my eye, because they have access. They see what's going on in the account. But John said he's on the account. Okay. Yeah, because that's how Cash App is. Yeah. One. And both parties, or Jane and John, are anonymous. We don't know Jane and we don't know John. Could be one and the same. Don't know. That's not a conspiracy saying that. That's two names, Jane and John. So we don't know. Long way around, Jennifer. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they don't know anything about the channel, but keep getting paid from Truth Teller Danny. Connected to this channel. Yes, it's their only Cash App that they show on this channel, platform. And maybe others, I don't know. But we've got to get beyond, we're at a threshold here. Yes, we are. Love 777, I know it's past midnight, says, due to failure to respond, can the judge rule in your favor a default? I think we're waiting still, because I think Jennifer said last night, what about the mail? Yeah, holiday mail was coming, over, New Year's weekend, right? Because the 5th, right? I mean, all right. So allow for mail, allow for, I don't know. We'll see if there's a repeat of time frame to respond. If there will be a response tomorrow saying, I need this or I need that, or I want this. Yeah. There is no Jane Doe. It's all her. That's Joanne. Well, I did put that in a motion. Yeah. That's why I asked for one of the reasons, because Jane and John showed up. Compelled them both. The judge held off on John right now. Mm-hmm. And if John wants to say anything, he has to ask for leave. Otherwise, he's at risk that he too will be asked to unmask. So John he's around somewhere. Don't you think he's not? Everywhere that Jane is, John is, I think. Yes. Let's see. Let me read what you have to say. Fair use commentary. John Doe has already admitted in the court docs that it is his Cash App account and that he knows her. Yes, he did admit that. So, what if the judge requests that old John Doe disclose who she is? That would be some compelling. That's beyond. I don't know. Well, they already know, though. Yes, I know. Yeah. Don't know how that would go. Because I think John's interest is Jane's interest. Yeah. Let's see. Vicky says, in that case, they knew the holiday was coming up. They had a deadline. It's their responsibility. Well, it is. Because they managed to respond to different things. So, and before I forget, if I file something, don't know when, but if I file something soon, well, they're already past their deadline to respond to the court for the order. I wonder, will they respond? Now, that's rhetorical because I think that they will, just to put it on record, even if there's, no movement. Unless the judge bars someone from filing, like temporarily for whatever reason, she would still be, I think, able to file things, even if it's not her name and her postal address. And that part would just be a little too much. Still participating and if that's the case and not in compliance, right now I can't square that, but I'm not the judge. I don't know how all that works. I don't know what will happen. Yeah. So, not knowing exactly, that for me too, part of that. Yeah. Not the Kaiser Sose Act. Yeah. Cups. Hey, see you there at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Kaiser Sose at the end of, yeah. Blue like smoke. And just like that, he was gone. Well, that's one of her memes that was posted on Nosy Hole Live's video. She was trolling Nosy Hole Live on the 23rd of June of 2021 as Kaiser Sose. Mm-hmm. That was her. Yeah. Oh wow. You see I don't even really talk about that, but I'm going to throw it up. She wants a default judgment, but the judge issued contempt of right now. Right now. What a identity. That's what the judge wants. Oh, you okay. Yeah, I just learned that. Let me mention that before. Yeah. So it's not me, says Maggie posted that Black Rabbit struck her channel. I thought I heard Maggie also say, and this is fair use and your opinion before I go on, heard her say a few days ago that DR removed a strike. I don't know. That part I haven't heard. I just don't know. From her channel, I guess you're saying. If this is true, BR may be planning to sue in DR's place if necessary. Oh, that would be a stretch. Sue whom? Sue whom? You mean you're talking about Maggie right now? That is a very interesting angle. I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I'm not I again, I can't stress this. Nothing will surprise me except compliance. I wasn't watching Maggie's channel at all today at all. So, um, yes, I heard about it, but I don't even know what she was, or thumbnail or anything. I know, what was it, yesterday? Whenever I saw it, she had a part one, and she said she had just gotten into talking about the rabbit down the hole, rabbit hole. I heard her say down the hole. Somebody said down the hole. So maybe that was on the live. It had to have been like a part two or something, maybe. And so that means that Black Rabbit was watching, or she was alerted. She watches. Black Rabbit. What's your friend gonna do about showing up? You know, with the name. Black Rabbit said she is going to stay anonymous. That's what Down the Rabbit Hole News said about Danny Robertson. Let's get it correct. Down the Rabbit Hole News, let's get it correct, said that Danny Robertson will stay anonymous. And I always wondered, how does she know? Is there something that you know, Black Rabbit? You know she's going to make true on that? Because you said so. Oh, I don't know. Weren't you studying law at one time? What would be your advice? Since you like to interrogate people, you had Marcella up on your channel with Sunny, and you interrogated her just like a lawyer would. Yes, you asked her name. Did I ask you to do this? Did I ask you to do that? Basically, look into the camera and tell me everything you know. Bring the receipts, spread them out on the table, and I have taped to them all these little notes. Yes, because you wanted to get at who and what was done and said about Miss Tolbert. And yeah, that was an interrogation. All parts of it. And then the bookend, Danny Robertson, came behind and said that she would give her full review of Rabbit's, you know, interview with Marcella. And she did. And she had quite a few things to say about it. Yeah. Yes, I do have all those videos. You know what would be a good video to listen to right now? That Lenny video. The video where Lenny, where Nosy Whole Life and Mika. The first part, Mika talks to Lenny. I was watching that the other day because I was thinking I might want to show it or actually just play it. Because I'm not gonna let Black Rabbit or any of those folks strike this channel for videos. No. But I can give my commentary, I can talk about it, and I can get them transcribed. And we can go over to Station Head and just, verify the facts, what was said. But anyway, back to Lenny. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. Might as well have a little fun. So yeah, Lenny. So Mika, she talks to Lenny. Lenny says, "You got the money?" Well, Lenny has a niece. Yeah. Isn't Caitlin his niece? When they were pulling up the receipts, Caitlin and, her mother. Well, Lenny is Monica's brother in the saga. We'll just call it the saga, the myth. Kenya's daughter. So you've got Kenya is the mother. You have Caitlin is the daughter. And Lenny is Caitlin's uncle. Right? Because if that's brother and Lenny. So Lenny was like, how did Nosy Whole Life find Lenny? But anyway, Mika she was a chief investigator at the time for Nosy Whole Life. Well, they found Lenny. Yeah. And Lenny was sitting there. Yeah, at the table. Yeah. Blowing his smoke. Yeah, the saga, the myth. You want to know about my sister? The money. The money. Yeah. Where were you going to meet? Nosy Whole Life said, Lenny. Lenny. Don't worry, I got your money. I wonder where's Lenny. Well, suddenly, let's just say, Danny makes a video. And we'll say Danny because it was Danny Robertson, right? Surviving Nosy Whole Life. And Dumbo. That's what it was called. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Because I was looking it up. That's what it's called. Nosy's New Sham Investigation Part 2 and the Return of Dumbo. Call with Lenny. You know, you can be all the things you always wanted to be: beautiful, sexy, easy as one, two, three. I'll just say go. She's always talking about what someone else emailed her or told her, but I know for a fact that she watched my video herself. Haha. Now, anyways, yeah, bird brain. At least you got the message that your new sham was already exposed. Oops. And of course, she wants to blame her failure on her mermaids, but when she thinks she's winning, she takes the credit. It's just about 12:30. I was not looking at the chat. Hang on, I'm getting the. Y'all need to quit. Charisse, I can't even say it. Yeah. And yeah, she made a video and she tried to debunk Nosy Olive's phone call with Lenny and Mika's phone call with Lenny and says it's all a sham. Okay. Now it is 12:30. Yes, you did make me jump. And I have my Gatorade, okay? But that one is really a funny video. Because she always had, give alibi for Lenny. like can you tell me what black guy do you know? Okay, all right. You see, I've been working all day. I haven't had a chance to just have a break. Okay. What is it? But did you like the live though? Oh yeah. You mean like it? Are you talking to anyone? Come on, guys, you can hit the like. I am so serious. Sometimes I need to laugh. I do have a sense of humor. And I don't try really. I don't. We're cutting up tonight, Teddy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to blame you, Jennifer. Yes, it was that. But yeah, Lenny. That's who it is. Yeah. Anyways, let's roll the clip. That's the part. She says, And then, first is Mika says, Lenny, where you at? It's Bobby. You in Virginia? I'm gonna hook you up with, for real? What part of South Carolina are you from? He asked. North Carolina? Okay, okay. I'm from New York. I'm from Queens. That's Lenny. So now let's get to our call with Lenny. Then it switches over to Nosy Ho, and she's talking to Ashley. Honey, can you help me? I can't open it. I'm getting annoyed too. She was so sweet to Ashley. I think that's why people like to watch. It was entertaining too, right? Thank you for your support of the love for the $10 super chat. Yeah. Well, I think that's enough for tonight. We're at our hour, and I've run over. Yeah. So you got a bonus, but it's late. Thanks for your support. Anything else? I haven't even looked at email. Think everybody is here. Not on email. Again, thank you so much, V-Love, for the $10 super chat. And yes, it is all Jennifer's fault. I would not have gotten the giggles and gone that direction. Oh, well. Yep. That's it. Anything else before I say goodnight? And say sweet dreams? It's way past my bedtime, too. That's it, guys. All right. Biggest bear hugs go out to each and every one of the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. Maybe I can come back in the afternoon. I said that today and it didn't happen. So I have to just see how everything goes tomorrow. Yeah. Check out Unwind with Teddy's community wall and follow me on all social media. But that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Yeah. Good night.